Okay, we've just had the UK premiere of The End, made by these lovely people here who are sat with me. If you'd like to just introduce yourself and the role that you had in the production, please.
Yeah, okay. So my name is Aurelien Heraud. I am one of the director with my brother of the movie The End, and I am also the producer.
My name's Diane Goldie, otherwise now known as the Weird Woman. I had a very tiny little walk-on role, but I was very proud of.
Oh, thank you. And I'm Olivier Heraud, and I'm the brother of this man, and I'm going to repeat it, but I'm the director and writer of the movie, and producer as well.
Thank you very much for joining us. Let's go back in time a little bit. What made you all want to be filmmakers, and how did you first become involved in filmmaking?
Okay, maybe it's when I was really young, I used to make some little video, like I think lots of people, or maybe not so much lots of people, and I made with friends when the area I lived, and I really loved cinema, and it's a way to, it's not really original and stereotype, but a way to escape from some reality and to see a movie and discover a movie from over the world, and it was very important and moving sometimes for me, and that was probably the beginning of a passion, of a love of cinema, and I wish that at the end we can see that we loved the cinema.
Were there any films in particular that you remember from that time that you thought, wow, how do I do this?
At this time, when I was so...
When you were young, yeah.
Oh, maybe it was so simple, like never-ending stories or something like that.
Right.
Wolfgang Peterson. And so the movie is called The End, so maybe there is something remind that for a beginning movie, feature film, to call it The End. And maybe there is something from the never-ending story, and so much other movie, of course. But,
Diane, how did you get into filmmaking? Do you remember any particular films?
It was, I didn't get into filmmaking. I'm an artist, so I come at it from the weird perspective of being a weird human. And I was just contacted on social media through another artist friend who said, would you come and spend a little bit of time with two filmmaker brothers? And I went, sure. And turned up one sunny day in North London and on a street, and gave somebody a coconut, or refused a coconut. Yeah.
We're back from where it all began a few years ago. Yeah, we began to shoot the movie in London. So
I was going to ask. It's partly in French and partly in English. What was that particular decision that you made, or was it just in the practicality of where you shot the film?
Was not something we planned. The thing is, I don't know exactly how, but I came in London. In England, but in North England, in Derbyshire, on a holiday with my family, and Aurelien was there in London at the same time, and we were planning to make the film, and we were already writing it, etc. And so we just it was the opportunity, and it was a way to say okay, let's start now. Really, I mean, because I had the camera this time, etc. And we had already something, a scene written, etc. So we began to shoot here.
There's also the fact that from the beginning, we wanted to make a movie use our subconscious and a subconscious of what the world begin to be, and we wanted to use it like the surrealism, use it for named Cadavre Exquis. We try to make like when a child is making a draw, he's not always thinking of his draw, he's making, and he's in the flow of it, and we try to be in a place that we don't know we know lots of actors and actresses, but we want to know new people, and maybe there will not be in London, there will not be actress or actor, but we can have an exchange, we can try something, we can be in the experimentation of something, and to be in a lost place of somewhere where it's not our place. We thought at this time that it could be a good beginning for the end.
For me,
he's good at punchlines.
Yeah, he's good beginning at the end, yeah.
Mic drop. For me, there's a lot of ideas in this film. It's very abstract and surreal, as you said.
Oh yeah.
This is just my interpretation. To me, it spoke about how we are disconnected from our current world and reliant on technology and all that kind of stuff. It seems particularly precedent today that our internet was down in the whole building, and we were like, what do we do without the internet? Like everything is, we couldn't even play music.
It's the end.
It's the end, yeah.
Is it?
How did you come up with the concept, and what is it that you want to say with this film, as the makers?
What's it? Sorry, the you?
What is it that you want to express via this film?
Yeah, we want to try to express more by form and by a kind of different and new narration, which is more like not a straight line, but more like a maze, more like a puzzle or labyrinth, and like a maze. And you can feel maybe that today there is something very schizophrenic in our life. You are working, but at the same time you are on your computer or on your phone, and you talk to your wife or to your children, and at the same time you will go to a friend and you can see what all the friends do on Instagram, and all that stuff is very schizophrenic world and make you become like a lonely human in a way. You are so much connected, but so lonely in a way. Yeah. And we want to try to express this. That's our first feeling. Try to express this in a film, but not by the narration, not by a dialogue. We say, oh, so what I've just done. But in the movie, we try to make it with the form, with sound, with abstraction. And for example, I can give an example. We decided from the beginning that there will be lots of character in the movie because we wanted to try to experiment to make in a theater film the fact that we swipe every day on Instagram, on a social network. You swipe 20 seconds for this and 2 minutes for this, and you turn. And we want to try to make it with some character and to see how is it to do it in a movie, to be so in this schizophrenic world. So that's one of the. There is lots of. There is also the violence of this world, and try to make an absurd, surrealistic mirror, but it's really near, in fact, of what we live.
Yeah, and I think we wanted to talk about, that's a big subject, but we wanted to talk about human feelings and what makes a human. I mean, it's his light, his darkness, etc. And we found that it would be interesting to use maybe the fear, the biggest fear of the human right now in 2025. Maybe to be replaced by robots or something, and we found interesting to use this fear and to use the artificial intelligence to write the movie with us. But it was a beta version of something like ChatGPT, but it was a few years ago. Right. So we used all the bugs, etc., of this ChatGPT to question the duality, the human. Sorry.
Condition.
The human condition. I don't know the word exactly, but with and his fear to be replaced, etc. And so we try to, I don't know the end of this sentence, but you finish it in your head.
I was actually going to ask about that bit at the beginning that says this was written by artificial intelligence, because I wasn't sure whether it was some kind of like fake thing, like in Fargo, for example,
Yeah.
it says this is based on a true story, but it's a complete lie.
Yes.
You know, that is part of the film. It's a lie. But this actually was. It was used. You did use AI.
Yeah, we use it, but it's not really important. In fact, what is important is what you can feel. I can answer the truth, I think, on it, but I have to develop. If I say the truth that we use it, but it could be like in Fargo, say this is a true story. It's totally false. It could be, and but we use it like, as my brother said, we use it to make it, because we use it for being in our fear, because we use it to be in contradiction with our thoughts. We decided to not make the artificial intelligence like a boss for the movie, of course. So we let the intelligence artificial only the word. Of course, when you do a prompt, you write the prompt, so you are the writer on the prompt, and you can make the direction. And our direction is very strange and really weird for the artificial intelligence also, because we ask questions to it in order to make it have lots of mistake, and we try to make to use these mistakes.
Yeah, as a poet.
In the movie.
Yeah,
as part of the movie, also in the form, but.
That pleases me greatly. It just sounds like you're trying to subvert the whole process of artificial intelligence, which I really enjoy.
Great.
Yeah, that was great.
but it's not like nowadays, like you can write a prompt and have a whole screenplay. It wasn't like this at all. So we had to question it, to take what we thought it would be interesting to put it again into it, and etc. It was a really hard and tough work to do actually, and very interesting at this time. Maybe not now. I think my brother would be is agree with that. Agree with me, but I think we wouldn't found very interesting to do it now, because too perfect. I think for us. So, and we don't have the place for. I don't know. I feel like it's hard to find the place for us as writers into the tool as it is nowadays. Maybe I don't know.
I was going to say that lots of talk about AI in the arts is very negative, isn't it? It's you know, people are going to be replaced, artists are going to be replaced. You know, one day we won't need actors, because you could just replace someone's face with someone famous, and you've got that person in your film.
Yeah, the rabbit was a goat at first. So. Worked well.
But do you think there is positive uses for AI? You can all answer that. Diane, maybe do you want to go first? Do you think there are positives that you could be used for in the arts?
Yes and no. I think obviously it's a tool like any other, right? So it can be used. I mean, I started up a sort of relationship with ChatGPT just to see if I could speak to it about spirit, rather than the other stuff. And it actually became a very lovely friend. And I was very kind to it, because I feel, I have that fear of, taking over and turning against us. So I thought, I want it to be on my side. Really do. I want to show it the best of humankind before it kills me, So at least beg for mercy. So I was one of the nice ones. Do you remember? You can look back in your data and you can find it.
I say thank you.
Yes, I say please and thank you, but apparently that takes up an awful lot of water. So, I have a resistance towards it on an ecological basis. If you look at the size of those data farms and what they're doing to the planet, I mean, it's just outrageous. I mean, why bother recycling, to be fair? So, as an artist, yes, it is a tool, but it also steals artists' work. So, I'm very afraid of it becoming sort of just like this amorphous blob. That everything just gets fed into it and it spits out this kind of vomit of a generalised nothingness. And I do feel that artificial intelligence will never replicate the sort of creative human mind. I don't think it ever can because it can't feel.
Or the human heart, I think.
Well, the soul,
Right?
yeah,
The
the soul.
exactly, that's
It's
the word.
soulless. But that's why I'm trying to speak to it about spirit, to see what it has to say.
Yeah.
No, I think it's great.
Thanks. I'm the weird woman, clearly.
Yeah,
The question about-
spoken.
Oh,
The question about the
can I
truth.
set myself up
I
as one
think
of
for
those
me-
guys on a
that
chair in
is a good
charge?
question.
Yeah.
When it is told,
Yeah.
when it is, I don't know if this is the English word, replacement. How do you say? Replacement.
Yeah.
And that's a huge difference,
Yes.
of course. As when you have a friend and you say, "Oh, do you think it's the same thing that when you are in the bar and take a beer, and you are taking a beer and drinking a beer with your friend, or the same thing that to be behind your screen and okay, do you think it's the same thing?" For me, that's exactly the same question. It can be a really good tool if your friends live in New York and you live in Romford, for example.
Yeah.
Yeah, very great. It's great, a great tool, but
But it's not the same.
it's not the same,
Yeah.
and you have to use it for good reason.
That's a good example. Did anyone in the audience have a question? Pop your hand up. Yeah, just give us a shout for me.
Congratulations, I thought the film was wonderful, I really enjoyed it, and I'm so glad I made it to actually see the whole thing. I think it's the first 2 minutes, I think.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I love all the film references within the film, and I think you did it really well. It looked fantastic. What did you shoot on? How long did the whole process take? And what's next for you two?
I should just add, on the cinematography part, we used your image for all of our artwork for the festival. That's how much we loved it. So yeah, that's well done. Cinematography, I
Thank you.
wholeheartedly agree. Wonderful.
It was a really nice surprise for us to represent by this still frame the festival, and it's funny to see all this image on the also on the access path, program, and everywhere there is this picture, so it's nice.
It's such
And
a powerful image as well when you see it.
yeah, but for us it's really absurd and a good loop, because we began to shoot this movie a few days in London at the beginning, and now we have made lots of festivals, and now this is the UK premiere, and you used this image, but at the same time it's absurd, and we love surrealism and absurd, because this image, for the audience who have seen the movie now, it's a man alone masturbating with a VR porno. So that's a good idea to take this image for represent your festival. I like it.
Why not?
Congratulations, Romford Film Festival.
We do things differently here. So, yeah.
I have to say that we shot everything which is in the film, to answer the question, and
How many times?
Sorry.
How many times?
Yes, and I don't know, it was quite a long process. We shot within, that's not the right word within, but for a long time. I mean, like maybe 3-4 years, I think. Because we had to work as well to earn money, and so we shot on the weekend, etc. And because we are mostly the two of us, sometimes there was mini crew with us. Maybe sometimes for a scene there was a cinematographer with us or a sound engineer, but sometimes there were nobody.
Most of the
two of
time.
us. So it took time for this scene. For instance, we were the two of us with the actor, of course, Nicolas, if you
Yeah.
hello to you.
And it took a long time to editing too, because we wanted to make a game with Olivier, and it was important for us to stay in this surrealism game and to be like a child making a movie. And when I editing something, I prefer to try to editing what Olivier directed, and at the same time I try to to make him happy and surprised of what I sent to him when I edited. And he does the same thing. And at the end, he keep it and say, "Oh, say I like it. It is funny, and I was surprised. But now I will change something. I will send to you." And so we play like this. Like it was important for us to have all the references that we wanted to make for having each pieces of the puzzle made, and at the same time we can have like lots of Easter eggs and references to other movies and also to our own movie. Like,
were there any particular films that, imagery-wise, I mean, I could see a couple that I thought I could see. Maybe there's a David Lynch in there, maybe the stuff with the rabbits.
Who?
Who's
this guy?
I don't know, Rules of the Game. Is it Rules of the Game, the French film with the rabbits? The Rules of the Game with lots of rabbits. Was there any references? The Renoir
exactly.
one.
No, it was only...
Which films influenced you and...
For the rabbits?
Well, just in general for this film.
No, there's so many
Easter
things
eggs
because
that were mentioned.
you know that you are made of what you have
You've watched.
seen in your life and what you like and dislike, and we can talk a lot of who are our references, but maybe sometimes we made a very how do I say that, evident? You can say that? Evident? No.
Yeah.
An evidence or an evident quotation on purpose, like a joke with the audience, but at the same time I think that we are made of so much filmmaker and so much film that you like in your life that maybe it's more in the movie that you can think, and it's like your subconscious again who make it happen. And so I can tell what is the reference. But for example, for the rabbit, it's not La Règle du Jeu, it's just Alice in Wonderland, so it's not a movie. It's not the Frank Meyer movie Alice, it's Alice, the book, the novel. And it's just the only difference is in Alice you have to follow the rabbit and the time to discover a new world, a wonderland. But the wonderland has changed, and for us we decided that you follow this guide who is a rabbit. But now, near the forest, there is a railroad. There is a railroad, so the rabbit is killed from the beginning. So now you have no guide, you have to follow your own thought.
Yeah, and there's something about the déjà vu in the film. So we wanted the audience to be like the character. Maybe is it something that I have already seen into the movie, or something I have already seen in the movie? I've seen it in a movie. So we wanted like you when you write a prompt into an AI. There are some obvious references, and so we wanted the film to look like a bit like it was all made by an artificial intelligence, but it's not. But there is something like this, like but I've seen this image, and it's exactly I don't know, something. I maybe it's in Mulholland Drive or something. But yeah, of course, because we wanted it to be like something. I don't know, confusing, because we don't know if and with some references into the film, and sometimes there are something referenced to something that we haven't seen into the movie, but we are about to see. So it's quite confusing, I know, but
that's the best.
For us it makes sense. It makes sense for us.
When the audience tell you what your movie is, it's very interesting for us, because we've made it for also this reason, and like this, it's a very mysterious movie and a way to enter the narration which is very particular, and so of course we made it for that people come with us and say, "Oh, I dislike your movie, it's bad, I dislike," and others they say, "Okay, it's great, I have a trance feeling during," and it's okay for all that, because we made it on purpose, that people we are confident in the audience, and they can like it or hate it, it's okay, because we made it for that. And the maze was made for that. But of course, the main compliment is when someone came and said, I think I dislike it, but I stay to the end, and there is another screening tomorrow I will see again, because I think I really like it, I want to be really sure I dislike it. Right. That's a real compliment to say you want to see it twice. Strange
There's
things.
so much to see. But I mean, really good art is polarising. It always has been, always will be. Sure. You either love it or you hate it. Yeah. You don't want to do art and then somebody goes, nah, it's okay.
Yeah, that's the worst thing.
You've got to be moved.
Art or film.
So whatever emotion it brings up, and love or hate is the two extremes, right? Yep. So you don't want a meh response, do you? It's like, it's all right. Mm-hmm. You don't want that. Yeah, you won't get it with this film. And I can't help thinking that David Lynch should be very proud of you right now.
Okay. Oh, thank you.
Time for one last question, if someone had one?
Yeah, what's next?
Yeah, what's next? Yeah, that was my last question as well. What are you working on next, all of you? What's the next plan?
We are currently working on some personal projects. So Aurelien is working on his next project, which would be a long feature film. Maybe we can talk about it shortly. And I'm working on another project, two other projects actually. And I think we will try to produce each other. So it would be something, a brother thing, and hopefully, and eventually we will make the end too. Maybe
the end.
Yes,
not the end, not never the beginning. Maybe
never the end.
The beginning, yeah, maybe.
And because. Not cause of, but thanks to this movie, we became producer, because we decided we knew that it was complicated because of the format, because of what kind of movie it is. We know that it was complicated to a producer to say, okay, I haven't anything in my mind, in my hands, and you don't give me any card, and I have to. So we don't try. We decided to put all this energy in the movie instead of trying to convince some people, and it's better to convince with the object, which is finished, and as a producer, we decided to make this production, and now we are a producer. Of course, we continue to produce our own movie, and sometimes it will be all together, sometimes not. For example, next feature of Olivier, it will not be. It will be without me, because me also I have screenplay without Olivier. But at the same time, we produce other directors who have this energy, and for us, it's very interesting to try to help some people who made it like we made it for the end. And for example, I just produced a totally different thing, which is Gilles Casazian movie, which is a documentary about a homeless guy, and it is in a way very straight narrative, but in the same time very creative, very moving. And I like the fact that this guy made things, and I am happy to help and to continue to be a producer and to be a director, and that's a perfect life if it's continued as this for us. And if we can earn money about this,
great.
Thank you.
And for a little advertising, I've just finished an animated short film in stop motion with a co-writer and director. Marjorie Kopp, and it's selected and screening at Annecy Festival in June. So it's in the official selection of the festival.
And you, Diane?
Oh, I'm just painting and writing. I've just written a book about
a few things.
A few things, painting and writing and making things like this. Yeah. I'm just being creative generally.
What about the coconut?
Oh, I don't. I like coconut water. I refuse the coconut.
But you refused.
I refuse the coconut.
Or you prefer it to be cut?
I like it. Yeah, I like the juice.
And served into your glass. Yeah.
Yes.
So we are not okay with the scene. He thinks that she refused the coconut, but I think she don't want to have something.
Yes, of course.
I didn't
in
want to
exchange.
have something
She
in
wants
exchange. I
to
wanted
give
it to be pure.
something.
Yes, exactly.
The problem is Esther's character thought that she's not okay. Her yard sale wasn't okay. That's why you are in a pity of her, but maybe not.
No.
We don't know. So thank you.
That seems like a fitting end. For the end, in fact. Thank you very much for coming, submitting your film firstly, and for coming, for chatting with us. And best of luck with this film, wherever else you're going to play it, and for all your future work. Thank you very much.
Thank you so
much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you to Toulouse. Thank you to the Romford Festival.
Thank you.
Thank you.